Alright, what's up everybody? I'm David Johansson and you're watching The Artistic Mind. Today am I painting another landscape painting. It's a little bit different today since I have a building in it, and I hope you enjoy a little bit variation in my videos. And as you can see, they just start out by blocking the sky in, as usual, with ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, and some white in there as well. I also went on and did put some grays in there to indicate clouds, which I'm now going on to highlight. The color you see that I'm putting in right now is a mixture of white and yellow, and it's mixing with the background color, which makes it quite a pale and very soft color, which is what I wanted, since I want several highlights in my clouds. And this was just my first one, of course, so I will come back and put more vibrant highlights on the clouds as well, of course. And as I said, today is the main feature a old barn, which is by a lake, and we're gonna have some nice distant background mountains. And yeah, I think you're gonna like it. I liked it a lot while I painted it, and I think it turned out pretty good. So I hope you will find this lesson useful as well. And if you did, please just leave a like on it and subscribe and everything, that kind of stuff that I would love that you did all the time. It helps me out very much, really. So yeah, just the first highlight color here, as you can see, and I made a little jump here to where I start blocking in the background underpaint, which is going to be a brown color here. On top of this, I will obviously have greens and such. So after I'd made the underpaint there, I went on to do some of the water. And this is also just underpaint on the water, since I love to cover the canvas with paint, and then start working from that. As I said, I've said this in earlier videos, but I think it's nice to work with a canvas that is a little bit more covered. It just makes it more easy for me. So yeah, I just made this very light blue color, which I'm then gonna, of course, come back to and work on. So yeah, and right now I have, as you can see to the left, a big black shape blocked in, and don't worry, it obviously will not be like that. It's just an underpaint for my barn, and I wanted to make a black underpaint, since it's lots of shadows from the barn, like the wall of the barn. It's gonna be like holes and such in it, and then it's nice to have a black underpaint to indicate shadows and things like that. And here do I just have or start working on a tree that's gonna be back here, and this tree helps to push the background further back into the painting. Those mountains, it will set them back a little bit, and it will also help to mark, okay, here's the border between maybe background and foreground, or middle ground. So yeah, that is what I was kind of hoping with hoping that this tree would do, and I think it did. It helped a lot with the painting, and I'll block this in before I started highlighting the barn, since now I do not really need to worry about getting some paint on the black barn, since I will just cover it with highlight later on. And as you can see, I've done some reflections in the water further away to indicate the mountains and trees there. reflections in the water are really crucial when you paint water, since it really gives you, otherwise it just be, it will look very flat really. Anyway, I move on to highlight my barn, and I start off with the roof here. And as you can see, do I have a light brown color here to give kind of a warm feeling. And yeah, the light today is warm, so I wanted to show that on this barn. Anyway, here do I quickly work on this tree to the right, which is quite big tree, but I think it helped to push your eye towards the middle really. If you don't have anything on the sides, your eye tend to, it could like you could kind of lose your focus on what's the important part in the painting, which is in this case a barn. If I would not have the trees on the sides, it would feel kind of empty, and I don't like that. Anyway, now I do something to show you that if you're not pleased with something in your painting, it's never too late to go back and change it. In this case, my background there was actually dry, since I did not finish this painting all in one day. I did not have really time for that. So this is like the second day, and the paint back there was dry actually. But I felt like, no, I'm not pleased with those mountains back there, so I went back and I decided to put like a gray color on top of it. And my first thought was to actually highlight this again, but then I felt like it actually looks pretty good with, as you can see here, it really made those mountains like go far back into the painting, since when the highlight is not as strong, it really makes them look so much further away. But anyway, enough of all of that talk. This is the finished painting. I think it turned out really good, and the light coming from the right side here, creating a nice sunlit surface and a nice crisp shadow to the left of the barn. And I'm pleased with it. I think it turned out as I wanted. An old barn, kind of like you don't know if it's gonna fall down tomorrow or in like 10 years. This is like a quite abandoned place, and I think that's what I wanted to achieve here. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please share this with your friends. It really helps me to grow, since I love doing this and I want to do it more. It really helps me if we have more people watching, so please share with your friends. Tell someone that you saw this, give a like, subscribe and everything. Anyway, thanks for watching everybody. Much love.